Listen, nobody cares about your fancy logo or your pretty looking YouTube banner if you only have 2 videos on your channel and you're only posting once a month. There, I said it. In this video, I'm going to show you 5 proven tips on how to grow a YouTube channel from scratch. They're so effective, I have never seen them not work. Double negative, I know. These are the exact same steps that I use to grow my other channel, Newbie Fitness Academy, from 42 subscribers to 77,000 subscribers in less than a year. But more importantly, leverage that growth into a lead-generating, money-making machine for my fitness coaching business, so you know it works. And if you want to know exactly how I did it, then make sure to stick around until the end of the video. Before I get started, give this video a like, subscribe to my channel, and hit the bell to get notified every time I post a new video every week. All right, let's dive in. Okay, let's start with the prerequisite. Get crystal clear on the big things. It's important that you start with being crystal clear with your goals, what your channel is going to be all about, and what you want to accomplish from your business. Because you are actually starting a business when you start a YouTube channel. You're now an entrepreneur. Whether your goal is to quit your job, be location independent where you can work anywhere on the planet, or maybe you want to make 10K a month, free up more of your time so you can spend it with your family, or be the next YouTube superstar. Whatever it is, it's important to know what you want so you don't end up with a lot you don't. Next, get crystal clear on what your channel is going to be all about, because this is what you're going to base every single one of your video on. It's your foundation. And lastly, you need to know who your target audience is. Who do you want to reach? Because if you try and reach everyone, you're going to end up reaching no one. When you get crystal clear on those big things, it's going to take away all the noise and unnecessary work. It becomes your true north. Everything else is just a distraction. You can even start making money right away when you get crystal clear on these big things. It's that powerful, because there's a huge misconception out there that you need hundreds of thousands, if not millions of subscribers to make a full-time living out of this. I'm telling you now, that is not the case. You just need to have the right audience, the right product or service. Especially if you have a high ticket offer, you can start making money, and we'll dive into that more in a second. Like before my Newbie Fitness Academy channel took off, and I only had about 600 subscribers before my first viral video, I was already making a full-time living from coaching, just from organic social media marketing, because I was clear on my goals. I wanted to build a YouTube channel to amplify my results. That's why it's so important to start with the end in mind and work backwards from there. Next, pick a niche with money-making potential. There are endless options out there when it comes to what kind of niche you want to get into. That's why it's important to do a brain dump and do a personal inventory of your hobbies, interests, or things that you're naturally good at. Maybe you're really talented at something that most people struggle with, and then you want to pick your niche from that list. Whatever it is you pick, make sure you're passionate about it. You're the expert in that topic, or at the very least, you have a lot of experience and knowledge in that space. That's step number 1. Because sometimes people pick a niche based on a trend, but they're not really passionate about it or they don't really know much about it. I'm telling you now, that is not going to be sustainable. You're eventually going to run out of ideas, and it's going to be very hard for you to create content. And you're going to get burnt out, or you're going to lose interest because you're not really passionate about it. You're just in it for the wrong reasons. There's also a sense of morals here. I mean, you don't want to be a charlatan. People have a sixth sense and will see through that. Now, why is it important to pick a niche? Why can't you just talk about how to make money or weight loss or exercise? I mean, you can. It's just going to be very hard for your channel to grow. You want to niche down from those much broader topics, because that's going to help you cut down a lot of your competition. Because if you pick something that's very competitive or broad, there's already a lot of people trying to compete for those views. It's way too crowded. But if you just niche down and take advantage of whatever makes you unique, then that is going to help you stand out from the crowd, because no one else is like you. No one else has your story. Use that to your advantage. The Fit Father Project is a great example of standing out in a very crowded weight loss industry. His niche is fitness for busy fathers. I love it. But as always, there are levels to this. When you're in the process of niching down, you also want to make sure that you pick a niche with money-making potential. Again, you're starting a business here. Let's say you're an expert in fax machines and you're really passionate about them. Don't judge me. I grew up in the 90s. The problem with fax machines is they're kind of becoming obsolete. There's very few of them left out there. You can just take a picture of anything these days and send it through your phone. So you don't want to create a channel just dedicated towards that. But you definitely want to be a tech expert, for example. That's not going away. Maybe you specialize in handheld tech, and then you can make specialty videos about fax machines. You don't want to paint yourself in a corner by talking about obsolete technology, because your growth is going to be very limited there. You don't want to be a big fish in the wrong pond. Another growing industry, for example, is cryptocurrency. That is not going away anytime soon. Maybe you're even an early adapter and you've gotten a big return on your investment. There's huge potential there for you to become an authority. So when you pick a niche, again, make sure it's part of a bigger and broader topic so there's room for your channel to grow and evolve. For example, for my Newbie Fitness Academy channel, I used to be a chubby, busy professional. Through years of struggles, I was finally able to transform my body. So my niche there is fat loss for busy professionals. I could talk about all sorts of things that's weight loss and exercise related, but instead I took a different approach and I just focused on one topic, which is intermittent fasting. And guess what? My first viral video was about intermittent fasting. The good thing is I can grow that little niche into much broader topics like what to eat, how to track macros, and what type of exercise you should do. So there's definitely a lot of room there for my channel to grow. That's why I've had a lot of other videos since then that are not intermittent fasting related that's gone viral as well. But at the beginning, I just focused on that 20% topic of weight loss, which is intermittent fasting, which has then produced 80% of my results. It's that classic 80-20 rule. For this channel, I'm just focusing on YouTube growth using my Newbie Fitness Academy channel as the case study. But eventually I can grow it and make videos on how to start a blog, how to set up an email list, how to do webinars, and other topics that fall within the make money online space. So pick a niche with money-making potential, knowing that you can eventually grow into a bigger space. Once you settle on a niche, focus on creating content about that one thing. Be a specialist. This is such a big mistake that a lot of people make where they major in the minor things. They get caught up in the minutia of doing photo shoots, trying to look successful, ordering business cards, designing the perfect logo, doing research on the latest gear, and other unproductive things. That is called busy work. They look busy, but they're not really doing anything productive. They forget about the most important part of YouTube, which is content creation. Listen, nobody cares about your fancy logo or your pretty looking YouTube banner if you only have 2 videos on your channel and you're only posting once a month. There, I said it. Yes, you eventually have to do those aforementioned things, but not to the expense where it interferes with your content creation. I know how challenging it can be to even produce 1 video a week for a lot of people. Trust me, I've been there. I will cancel plans if I have to, if I'm behind with my video production. That's still the mentality I have up to this day. And don't worry if you suck at first. Don't get caught up with paralysis by analysis trying to make everything perfect. Just remember that done is better than perfect. You're naturally going to get better over time when you create content consistently. You're also going to learn more about the YouTube platform and vice versa. The YouTube algorithm learns more about your channel and what your channel is all about, and it can start promoting it to the right people. But at the end of the day, in order for your channel to grow, you need to have content. How many people do you hear they say that they're a YouTuber, but you look at their channel and they've only got 3 videos and they haven't posted in 6 months? I've always been under the belief that you need to condition your mind to embark on a journey of creating 100 videos. If you can't wrap your head around that, YouTube might not be the best platform for you. I'm just being honest here. So stay focused on the process of creating consistent content about your niche and not get distracted about anything else that does not contribute to that. Next, go all in on YouTube. I've kind of used this theme already about focusing on your one thing throughout this video because it's just so powerful. It came from the concept of the 5 1s in business. 1 target market, 1 product, 1 conversion, 1 traffic source, 1 year. The 1 year part might be the most important part of it. This is long game stuff. When I first got exposed to the power of YouTube and its potential to drastically alter the course of my life, it changed me on a cellular level. It shattered my reality. I was honestly never the same. I didn't want to trade dollars for hours anymore. And from that point forward, I was all in on YouTube. This might sound irresponsible, but I didn't have a plan B. I was all in. I quit a steady job in order to pursue this dream. I was willing to keep trying on this platform until it worked, no matter how long it took. I always like to say that it took me 15 months to become an overnight success on YouTube. And by all accounts, I'm still considered a small fish compared to these other monster accounts on YouTube. But again, that's the beauty of it. You don't need millions of subscribers in order to start making a full-time living on this platform. You just need to attract the right audience. Also, the evolution of media is headed towards everything becoming digital. That's why YouTube has withstood the test of time and it continues to grow. Compare that to other social media platforms that peaks really fast, but kind of just fizzles out over time. The other great thing about YouTube is that it's a search engine. You can take advantage of that and create search-based content when you're just a small channel. It's the easiest way to get discovered. And in case you didn't know, YouTube is the 2nd biggest search engine on the planet. And every single video that you publish stays on your channel forever. Compare that to an Instagram story, for example, where it's gone forever in just 24 hours. And no, I'm not saying that you should just abandon all your other social media accounts. There's value to them. You can still use them, but use them to promote your YouTube content there and potentially connect with other content creators. Maybe you can do a collaboration, appear on each other's channels. And here's the thing. There's a learning curve for any social media platform. It's already hard enough as it is to make your name on one platform, let alone trying to grow on all of them simultaneously. You don't want to be a jack of all trades, master of none. Don't get caught up with the shiny object syndrome where you gotta be on this platform or that platform. Just go all in on YouTube. Put 95% of your effort here by producing content regularly. Everything else just follows. Speaking of content, focus on the gateway of any YouTube video, which is the thumbnail and title of your video. There's a lot of little nuances when it comes to content creation from start to finish. You can add music, you can shoot in 8K, you can add B-roll, text, and all the bells and whistles you can think of, which is fine. Go ahead, I do all those things. It makes for a better video. Just don't forget that next to having good content, getting your thumbnail and title right is what's gonna get you the best return on your time investment. You don't want to put in all this work into editing. You've added graphics, it's super valuable. You might even have the best video on the planet, but the thumbnail doesn't do it justice. And I have separate videos that dives into further detail on these topics. I'm gonna put the link in the description below. But it's really as simple as this. If you get your thumbnail, your title, and your content right consistently, it's not a matter of if your channel is gonna blow up, it's only gonna be a matter of when. Because you are gonna hit the most important metrics on YouTube, which is your click-through rate, audience retention, and watch time. Click-through rate is how many times people click on your video per number of impressions. Audience retention is the percentage of your video that people watch. The goal is 100%, obviously, but at the very least, you want people to watch at least half of your video. It's even better if you can get them to watch another one of your videos. If you do that consistently, the YouTube algorithm is gonna pick up on that, and it's gonna start promoting your videos to other people's homepage and suggested videos. You're gonna hit that hockey stick effect because people stay and watch your videos for a long time every time they land on your channel. That means that people really like it because you're delivering good content, and it's even better because you're getting them to stay and watch more of your videos. This increases your watch time and ultimately your session time. It's the time that people spend overall on your channel. And this is highly valuable for YouTube because you're making your viewers stay on the platform longer. The longer they stay, the more YouTube makes money. Now, I want to quickly address this notion that YouTube has become too competitive, that it's just so hard to grow. No, listen. YouTube has 2 billion users worldwide. You can bet that there is a small group of people out there that's just waiting for your content. I mentioned this earlier, but you'll always have a unique advantage because no one else is like you. No one else has your story. You honestly just need to get over whatever lame excuse you have why you can't do it. Because you can bet that someone out there is living your dream life simply because they decided to believe that they could do it. What about haters? Honestly, it's just part of the gig. You're always gonna have haters. If you don't have haters, you're not making a big enough difference. And I have been called all sorts of names, and people have left some of the meanest comments on my videos. Because anybody with a Gmail account can comment on your video. And that's okay. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter because the upside is so much greater than the potential downside. I'd much rather focus on that. Also, if you let that stuff affect you, you're giving all the power to that random person. So never take things personal. It's never about you. Don't let a random keyboard warrior affect you. At the same time, think about all the lives you get to touch and potentially change because of your content. It honestly makes my heart happy to think about the millions of people I've reached because of my channel. And it kind of blew my mind when one of my friends told me this, but this is kind of your form of philanthropy. It's kind of your legacy. Your channel will outlive you. Yes, you get paid on ads or if you sell a product or service, you do get paid when people take action. But the content creation is free. You're not getting paid for this. This is your way of giving back to the world. And lastly, I read this quote about motivation and inspiration the other day, and I just thought that this was simple yet so profound. This is from Elon Musk, the richest person on the planet. He said, "If you need inspiration, don't do it." Mind-blowing stuff. The fact that you're not where you want to be should be motivation enough. The next question then becomes, how do you actually build a successful YouTube channel from scratch? Because there's actually a way to grow it at warp speed. You can't just post random videos and hope and pray that it works. Do you have a proven plan that you can follow? To help you with that, I want to give you a free copy of my YouTube Growth Accelerator Blueprint. It's a simple 10-step process, specifically designed for coaches and content creators on how to blow up your YouTube channel, become an authority in your industry, and increase your revenue. It's the exact same process that I use to grow my other channel, Newbie Fitness Academy, from scratch into a lead generating, money-making machine that works 24/7. If you want to be the next success story, then download the YouTube Growth Accelerator Blueprint right now. There's going to be a link somewhere at the top here or in the description box. Just click on it, type in your email, and I'll send it to you right away. Guys, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and share it with your friends. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I post a new video every week. And hey, leave a comment below if you have any questions about this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Virtual high five.